Hi, my name is Diane. I'm a compulsive eater. I weigh and measure. Hi, everybody. It's good to be here this morning. Good to see everybody. It's just awesome. God, the table's full. Well, it'll be full all the way around. And everybody on the line, thank y'all for being here because I can't do this by myself. I tried to do it by myself for a lot of years. I looked for a solution, and I just tried everything. I tried exercise machines. I ordered everything online. I was miserable. My top weight's 233 pounds. I'm 9.5. Today I weighed at 135.5, and that's like a miracle, you know. And not having to be in the obsession about the food, you know. I mean, we are in the food, you know, but we have such an abundance of beautiful food, and we get to live our lives in between our meals with all the good things, with all the tough things, with all those no matter whats, you know. So I found Grey Sheet after trying so many things, and at the point of calling my insurance company to see if I could qualify for the surgery, because I was just hurting all over, emotionally, physically, mentally. I was just tired. I was so tired. All I could do when I got home every day was just lay on the couch and think, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again tomorrow, and I always did it again tomorrow, you know. So I had gone to regular OA several times, and I started going to regular OA and when I had 7 years of sobriety, and so that's kind of how I gauged my times of trying to get food around the recovery. I have 25 years of sobriety now, by the grace of God. But that's when I started going because I realized that something was going on in my sobriety, like with the food. But I do believe that the food was first. But I picked up alcohol and drugs first, and so it kept me, I guess, not knowing that I had a food problem, that I was a compulsive eater. But I put the alcohol and drugs down, and I gained those 100 pounds, and you know, was just really miserable. I know, looking back, that my family, my job, and just other people's probably what kept me alive those years, because I was very depressed. And so I'm just grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I'm alive. And so I kept looking for a solution, and I ended up at OA again, and it was a Wednesday night Big Book study at the Oasis Club, and I was like, we were waiting for the meeting. Somebody was talking about Grey Sheet. I said, what's Grey Sheet? By that time, I'd gone to OA, the diet doctors, was contemplating surgery, tried every gym in the Houston area. You know, I ate that head of vegetable that you boil it and you eat it 3 times a day. I tried that, and that didn't work. I drank something off from the TV that it's some kind of serum that you drink at night, and you're supposed to lose weight while you're sleeping. By morning, you'll lose weight. So I did that. I did everything and anything. I was hopeful that those things would work, but they didn't. So I was at this meeting, and I heard somebody for the first time mention Grey Sheet. And I said, well, I'm going to go and check it out Saturday. And so on Saturday morning, I was on my way back to that OA meeting. And like God reminded me, you were going to go and check about the Grey Sheet meeting, right? And it's like my car made a U-turn. I ain't kidding you. It's like I was on Voss. My car made a U-turn, and I headed to the Kinko's on 290 where the meeting was. And I walked in there, and Brandon, you were there. Sheila was there.
On the phone, can you guys mute? We're hearing some background noise, and we're recording Diana for the YouTube.
And I walked into the meeting. We were meeting there, and I saw you, I saw Sheila, and other GreySheeters around the table. And somebody was qualifying who had 9 months, and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing, you know, and what I was seeing, like physical recovery. And so I was just amazed, and the other side was like, oh my God, another program, you know. The disease was like telling me that, and I said, well, you know, I tried everything else. I'm going to try it, you know. And at the end of the meeting, a GreySheeter who moved out of town she stayed my sponsor for about a year, about 16 months. And but she got me started, and I got abstinent that day, and I got, I think about that year, and I was just, man, I cannot believe I was free from active food addiction. I just couldn't believe it. And I was like on a pink cloud. I believe like I was on a pink cloud that whole year. I had never even thought about that I would eat again. I never even considered that would be an option. I never thought it. I did not think that. And then no matter what happened, October 6th of 2006.
You guys on the phone, could you all check that you're muted? Because somebody's rustling and we're hearing a lot of background noise.
Press *6.
Thanks, Jory.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna make it through that, And here's I know that y'all have seen my pictures, but I'll pass those around. And so October the 6th, I went to bed one night. My sons left. They were smoking marijuana in the backyard. I'm an alcohol and drug counselor, and I work in treatment center. And I got home, and I was just so angry at them, what they were doing, and I told them to leave. And they left that night. And they ended up getting arrested. And so the next morning, I think I was looking for them. I was just, I stayed abstinent for about 2 months. One of my sons is still in prison since that time. For 12 years he's been there due to his addiction. And I know it's because of the choices that he made. But I blamed myself for a long time, and I kept eating over it. I kept eating over blaming myself for telling him to leave that night. So I don't know if I've ever shared that openly like that, but that was one of the things. I kept eating over it, and so it didn't get him out of there. It didn't get, it didn't change anything. Me continuing to pick up, I continued to pick up for approximately almost 5 years. So from the end of 2007, early 2008, that's when I picked up, and I just kept coming to meetings, I would do any service that I could do. I would carry the tapes. I would do what I could do. I would just do anything that I could do because I needed to stay connected to y'all. And y'all told me to keep coming. And the disease told me, don't go. You're not going to get it anyway. What's the point? And all that stuff. And I almost got back up to 200 pounds. And and that's just the way my body works. If I'm not on GreySheet, my body gains weight, and if I'm on GreySheet, it lets it go. And so, because I can't eat those foods, and but even on GreySheet, I had heart surgery 4 years ago, open heart surgery, and my body gained weight after that. I stayed abstinent because of God, and because my sponsor helped me stay abstinent. So in this abstinence, December the 1st, the last time I picked up was November. It was Thanksgiving of 2011, and I had a few days abstinent, and I went to go see one of my sons in a treatment center, and he was using, and my automatic thought was I wanted to go to the vending machine. I didn't go, but I ended up eating that night. So I struggled for that whole week, and December 1st I woke up and I surrendered. I just surrendered, and I said to God, and I never want to forget that I said this to God. I said, God, if you could get me abstinent one more time, I'll do whatever I have to do, no matter who does what, no matter who does what, no matter what happens, no matter what, I'm not going to eat. And I'm going to go to meetings, and I'm going to get involved, and I'm going to go out of Houston and meet more people. And since then, I've been abstinent since that day, and I've gone to Malibu like 4 times, New York 4 times. I went to the First World Service. I've done an AWOL in this abstinence. Thank you, Grania, for sticking that out with us for 18 months or longer. And I'm just grateful because I know that I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for this program. And, I'm going to go visit saw one of my sons last week, my oldest son who's back in prison. So, this is my reality. My reality is that I have 4 children, 3 that are addicts, and 2 that are in prison, 1 who's 8 years sober, thank God, and my daughter who's a registered nurse. And she got a job at Methodist. So, I mean, there's good stuff, there's tough stuff, and that's just life. But y'all taught me how to live life in between my meals. I didn't know how to live life in between my meals because I ate over everything. And today, I've been really tired lately, and I left work. I didn't put no makeup on. I left my makeup bag at home. I'm going to go see my son looking rough, but, that's okay. We're taking pictures today, and, I'm going to stop and eat at a place. I have my fruit with me, but I'm going to stop and eat and just by myself, eat lunch on my way back. And I usually take lunch with me, but I know where I could stop on the way back. And that's what I've decided to do today. I had my wonderful breakfast, and I'm going to go enjoy my visit with him, and just love him, let him know that I'm here. My mother never left my side when I was in my addiction, and I put her through, what, and I just want to be there for them because I believe that God gave them to me. They're my children, and I'm going to be there for them, and I'm just, and I'm a grandmother too, and I get to spend time with my granddaughter, and have been an example to her on how to eat, And the only thing that I do perfect is that I don't put any alcohol or drugs in my body, and I put my food on the scale and my food in a cup, and I mash as much as I can in that cup. I've gone back to cupping versus weighing on my food since my birthday, November the 8th. I turned 49. And yet I've been pretty hungry. But I'm getting used to it. And I'm okay. It's okay. That was how I originally got started, was cupping. And I didn't even know you could weigh everything. Different sponsors depending on what line. And I just do what my sponsor does. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for our food, and I'm grateful to be breathing today and to be, just to be alive, because, if it wasn't for this program, I'd have diabetes by now, and high blood pressure, because it runs in my family. I was already borderline. My heart was enlarged, so I ended up having to get a pacemaker. I have an implant because I have pulmonary hypertension, and I have an artificial heart valve, a little pig valve. And I'm alive, and it's a miracle that I'm alive, because it's just a miracle. What they could do today in the medical field is a miracle. And this program is a miracle, and I need this program. This program will go on without me, but I need y'all. And I can't do it by myself. And I continue to work on trying to be the best person, the best version of me that I could be, and dealing with things when they come up. I did have an issue this week where I got really, really angry at somebody, and because of how they're mistreating somebody. And if I can visually see myself hurting somebody, there's something wrong with that, But I don't think it's right. It's just not right, Today I'm back in college, in the University of Houston downtown, and I'm going to school to be a social worker. And, if it wasn't for GreySheet, I would not be in school. Sometimes I feel like, God, Diana, what'd you get yourself into? It just seems like a lot on my plate. Maybe that's why I'm tired. But, my life is just so full. And one last thing that I'll share is that, I know that I am getting older, and I know, because of GreySheet, I know my body, and I know that there was some changes going on in my body. And I went to have my hormones checked. Well, I'm past that point. I am postmenopausal. Like, no wonder I always wanted to divorce my husband. In the last couple of years, I'm leaving you. Oh. I was like all over the place. So I didn't know that I was going through that, but now I know, and now I can get the help that I need. And it's okay. It's all okay. But y'all have helped me, and y'all have taught me how to practice self-care and to know. Because there was a time that I didn't believe that I was worthy of putting the food on the scale, that I didn't deserve it, that I was a sorry mother, that I was all these things, and all that was a lie. Because I'm a good mom. I'm a good mother, and I deserve to weigh and measure my food. There's nothing
5 minutes.
thank you, that I've ever done or ever will do that will make me a bad person like my mind and the disease tells me that I am. Because I serve a forgiving God. I believe that. And any mistakes that I've made, I've been able to make amends for those mistakes over the years. And I do deserve this program. I deserve freedom. I deserve it, Guilt and shame is something that kept me picking up. And today I don't want to live in that. And I choose not to. And when it comes up, because it rears its head, it does. I have to turn it over to my higher power. Like the third step says, I got to turn it over. And when I start worrying about my children, I got to turn them over. Literally, I got to say, God, I give you my children. I give them to you. And I trust you, And I have to say that, because I can get caught up in all that in life sometimes. So I have to just bring myself back, and work, I got to live the steps, work the steps. I worked the steps. Now I got to live it. I got to stay in 10, 11, and 12. I don't want to eat, but I know that I'm not exempt from eating either. And if I don't do the work, I could pick up too. I could pick up again. I'm not confused about that. That I know that it could happen. So I got to continue to do what we do, and eat our wonderful food. And I love our food. I just love it. I'm really grateful. And thanks for listening to me. I feel like I'm going to ramble. Because, I think I got 8 hours of sleep, but I'm still a little bit tired. So, anyway, thanks for being here. And thank you so much for listening to me. And if you've heard me, it's probably the 100th time you've heard me. If you have heard me. So, thanks for your patience with me.
Thank you,
Thanks for letting me
Diana,
go
and
public.
congratulations on your 7 years. Amazing.